We're talking with Christina Fuller here, and she is Executive Director of the Waterfront Blues Festival. We're talking about Blues Festival 2025 and the fact that we will have one this year. Christina, thanks for being here.
Yeah, so glad to be here.
Tell me about the changes to the Waterfront Blues Festival. What's changing?
Yes, this year the festival will be 2 days, July 4th, which is a Friday, and July 5th, which is a Saturday. So it's perfectly positioned for a kickoff to summer. It's going to be just 2 days as we shorten it up. And it's going to be focused in the bowl, that beautiful amphitheater setting with a primary stage there. So we're going to have fewer stages, but really focused in that bowl there. And that's an effort both to focus our resources. It's expensive to do what we do, and really lean into July 4th, Friday and Saturday, and do those 2 days well.
How expensive is the Waterfront Blues Festival to put on?
In a full format, previous year really leaned down. It's about $3 million in expenses.
Wow. And so you were not covering that the last couple times around?
Not since COVID.
You know, the Waterfront Blues Festival isn't the only major festival in the city that has gone through changes, the same type of changes you're talking about. What is it about the environment now that's making these kind of festivals so difficult to do?
Yeah, it's expensive. I think inflation is not new news to anybody, both in terms of your day-to-day life, but at the scale of these large-scale events, it's real. So it's expensive to do what we do. Downtown Portland and the recovery has been slow. We see the very important role that festivals events are playing into it, but we need downtown to be vibrant and well to be able to support in terms of bringing people to the event. And the music industry also has continued to shift. Folks see the growth in scale, and just the cost to bring talent to town is really expensive. So it's expensive to do what we do. And this year's modifications allow us to reset. And also, which is as exciting as everything, is looking ahead to 2026 as we re-envision and potentially expand what the festival looks like moving forward.
Now, how close were we to actually not having a Waterfront Blues Festival this year?
We've been close for a while, but in an effort of a lot of collaboration and partners coming together and a desire to just make sure that July 4th weekend is filled, we are back for July 4th and July 5th. If the festival wasn't going to happen, the fireworks would go away as well. So we're really excited that Portland will have its fireworks show this summer.
Did the city have to come through and help you out with this?
Yeah, the city and other core partners, Travel Portland, Travel Oregon, Prosper Portland, Portland Metro Chamber, and the City of Portland and Portland Parks rallied together in a really critical time as we see the importance to sustain the momentum that events have built and maintained for recovery in downtown Portland. And they've all showed up in support, in creative collaboration and financial support to make sure that the Blues Festival carries on this summer. Many of them have been involved in partnership for several years. This year, the intention was really deep and committed to finding a way to, again, carry forward the work that events and festivals are doing for reputational recovery, foot traffic, and just livability for all the reasons that we love Portland and why we want to visit downtown.
That leads to another point. Is this what you're doing this year? Is this just for this year? Mm-hmm. Is this a stopgap, or will this help you long term? Yeah,
this is strategic and intentional to keep momentum with the festival and produce July 4th and July 5th, and use the time from starting now, frankly, since last year's festival wrapped, to look ahead to 2026. What is best for the festival? What does Portland need in terms of a dynamic major music festival in downtown? And re-envision and expand how the festival shows up for our community, both in terms of cultural impact, economic impact, for folks that live here and love it. It's had an amazing and continues to have almost 4-decade-long history, and we're excited to envision what the future of it is and how the Blues Festival continues on and the music festival continues on in downtown Portland.
So how does this affect things like the vendors, the merchandisers, the people who are around the Blues Festival to have this shortened format?
The win is that the festival's showing up this year, July 4th and July 5th. Without the festival, then the local business owners, the vendors, the restaurateurs, the local business owners would have a quiet weekend in downtown Portland. So it's a win that it's happening, and it still will provide a tremendous uptick in business and opportunity for them. The fact that it's a few shorter days, there'll be a little bit of notice potentially, but there's more overhead the longer you're operating. So there is a sweet spot in terms of how long an event should run. And at 4 days, you're going to have 4 days of labor. At 3 days, 2 days, it's going to scale down. And so I think it's going to find actually a really good sweet spot with compressed crowds. We're going to have a lot of folks show up in those 2 days. It's going to be bananas in the best way. And so I think all of our partners that are showing up on sites, from brands, corporate sponsors, local merchants and vendors, food trucks, all of those folks will be really, really busy and feel really good about how the weekend shapes up for them.
All right, just wrap up how you're feeling about the fact that you were able to get the festival on board for this year, even though it's going to look a little different than it has in the past.
Yeah, it feels really good, and it demonstrates the necessary ability to adapt and grow and change, and also look ahead to what the future of the festival is. Seeing the collaboration and partnership that came together this year with Travel Portland and Travel Oregon and Prosper Portland and the city and Portland Metro Chamber has been so heartening to see what the work that we do in the festival and industry means. So we're ready to kick it off and get ready and go to July 4th. It'll be here, like you said, Friday and Saturday. We're ready for those sunshine and summertime, and even with a modified format, it's going to be an epic weekend in Waterfront Park.
Christina Fuller, thank you for being here.
Thank you, Ken.